What is England's best 11? In this video, I'm going to be talking about what I believe to be England's best 11 going into this international break and then the Euros next summer. So starting off in goal, I think this is sort of an interesting debate, but in my opinion, England's best goalkeeper is still Jordan Pickford. The others who could play there are Nick Pope and Aaron Ramsdale, but in my opinion, Pickford is still the best of those three. I think Nick Pope's a fantastic shot stopper, but I think he lacks the distribution to be a sort of a top level keeper, which is why I don't believe he should be starting for England as our first choice. And then Aaron Ramsdale, in my opinion, still isn't at Pickford's level. Sure, I think his distribution is very good, and obviously he's playing for one of the best teams in the country, but I think he still has the ability to make sort of silly mistakes. We've seen them against Bournemouth, for example, last season. And also this season, I don't think he's looked particularly good. But yeah, I think Pickford is still England's best keeper. I think we can see it when he plays for Everton. He's got that sort of dogged mentality. He's very loud, he's shouty, but I feel like that's what you need in your goalkeeper. He's very commanding. And even just looking about games like even when Sheffield United played Everton last weekend when he makes that massive double save right at the end, I don't think a keeper like Nick Pope or Ramsdale offers you that same quality that he does, which is why I've gone for Pickford as England's number one. To then move on to England's defence, I think we should be playing with a back four. Starting with a left back, I've gone for Ben Chilwell. There's not a huge amount of option in this position. It's really Ben Chilwell or Luke Shaw. In my opinion, Luke Shaw is the better player when he's fit. But obviously, he's out injured potentially for the next 3 months even, which is why I've gone for Chilwell. But I think if they're both fit, I'd go for Luke Shaw. And then moving on to the back two, left centre back, I've gone for Gueye from Crystal Palace. I think at Crystal Palace he's really good. I don't think he's spoken about a lot in the media or anything like that, but I think he's sort of just quietly a very good player. I think certainly goes in the squad ahead of like Harry Maguire, who doesn't get a huge amount of game time at Man United. And also, I think he struggles to play in a back four because he hasn't got sort of the pace or mobility that other players have. I think you could very easily argue that Colwill should be in there ahead of Gueye, which I don't disagree with. I think you could definitely make that argument and still be correct. It's just that Gueye's played a lot more games at senior men's level, so he's more experienced. But certainly I think Colwill should be bedded into the squad. And then at right centre-back, I think we should play Tomori, a really quality centre-back. He's excelled at AC Milan in Italy, and he offers great versatility. He can play left centre-back, right centre-back. He's pacey, he's mobile. He's everything you need in a modern centre-back, so I think he certainly should be playing for England now. Then at right centre-back, I've gone for Kyle Walker. There is some competition in that position like Trent, but then again, Trent's always injured for England duty, so I don't think he ever wants to play for England really. And then also Kieran Trippier, but I just think Walker offers more pace, and that's like a worthy trade-off with how I think England should be playing with a high defensive line and with fullbacks bombing on. You need that player with pace, and obviously Walker is one of the best right backs in the world, otherwise he wouldn't still be at Man City playing pretty much every game. Moving on to the midfield, I think we should be playing with a double pivot of Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham. I don't think there's a lot of sort of debate to be had around there. I mean, you can argue that Rice and Bellingham is like one of the best double pivots in world football, realistically. I don't think Henderson should be getting any more. He's chosen to go to Saudi Arabia, but in doing that, you should be accepting that you're no longer going to be playing for England because you've gone to, a really low quality league for money, which he has. So I don't think he deserves to be playing for England anymore, which I know sounds harsh, but at the end of the day, if you choose to go to a really low quality league for money, then you've given up on proper football at that point, really, haven't you? And then I don't think Calvin Phillips should be in the squad either. He's barely played since he's gone to Man City, and I don't think he deserves to be in the squad. The fact that he's not getting into Man City's team just means that he shouldn't be getting into England's team. If Calvin Phillips was desperate to get back into the England team, he should have forced a move in the summer, which he didn't. Obviously, he's happy to sit at Man City on a big contract and not play, which again, sort of like Henderson, you're welcome to do that, but it also just means that if you're not going to be playing football at the highest level, then you shouldn't be getting into the England squad anymore. And I think we should be playing a more advanced midfielder ahead of Rice and Bellingham. And in my opinion, that should be James Maddison. There's debates that could be Ebere Eze from Crystal Palace, who I think is fantastic. But similar to sort of Colwill, I think just less experienced than Maddison, so Maddison should be in the squad. And then also someone like Phil Foden can play in that advanced midfield role, but I don't think he's ever really excelled at England. I just think Maddison is right now a better player. Since he's gone to Spurs, you've seen like the quality that he has. He is sensational. He's an unbelievably good footballer. I mean, even at Leicester last season when they were absolutely dire, he was sort of like a shining light in that team. So I think he should definitely be playing for England. And then the front three, I think, sort of does itself. Obviously Rashford off the left, Kane down the middle, and Saka down the right. I don't think there's going to be any sort of debate around that, because that's probably one of the best front threes you can make in the whole world. So here we have it. This is, in my opinion, the best lineup England can make right now. And simply put, I think this is one of the best 11s in international football right now, especially looking towards the Euros. I think we really should be challenging for that tournament. We have to be challenging for the World Cup even in North America. I mean, just looking at that squad, even not just the first 11, I mean, players like Luke Shaw in there, players like Leeward Corwell aren't there, players like Phil Foden aren't even in that squad, Jack Grealish. These are all players who can come on off the bench and impact. And now it's up to Southgate to get the squad to work together so that we can actually achieve something really special over the next few tournaments. But yeah, that's about all I have to say on this topic. Thanks for watching the video.